Okay, so I'm basically organizing my UFO folder so I can start putting up my videos. What I'll be doing is I'll be showing how my equipment works because if you've ever seen the diamond shaped UFO goes up and then comes down exactly the same on both sides, looks like a diamond shaped UFO. That's the iris in the camera. I've seen so many people fooled by that one. Okay, they make shapes that look like notches out of circles and stuff. It's just part of the camera. So I like to show how my camera works in both infrared and light gathering mode, and what a jet looks like at 30,000 feet going over my house versus something not a jet going over my house. Also, like the dual globes. Okay, so they used to come by right here from south to north when I was in my backyard. So around, they were just pretty much right over the middle of Reading, heading towards Mount Shasta. And one day, as they're going, they almost came to a complete stop. And I'm yelling at them in my mind, stop, 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 stop. And all of a sudden they fucking stopped. And you can see that I'm literally like this because this is when I went out and invested all the money in tripods and still cameras and shit like that. And now I've been stuck in the house the last 3 years and haven't had a chance to get all the videos I used to get. But I'm gonna absolutely try to get back out there. I promise you, because I think it's really important. This is one of our hopes for the survival of our planet, is that there are people watching that can and may help us sometime in the future if they think we deserve it. This is the still shot I used for embossing Mr. Beautiful, and I found the original AVI data, the original video that I took with that camera, which is very cool. So this is the black searchlight right here. This is a still that I took off with my software. And when I emboss this right here, when this gets embossed, you can see something in the photo that shows embossing. Let me see if I've got an embossed of Mr. Beautiful. Mr. Beautiful embossing. There it is right there. Okay, see, now this is the embossing of that. And you can see there's something there. I don't fucking know what it is, okay? There appears to be some kind of a protrusion on top that didn't show up in the video. But you can see that that's the black spotlight. You can see it right, plain as fucking day. These are stars right here, okay? Normal stars. That's because there was something there. Just like this. This is not a camera aberration or something like that. Yeah, that's the real fucking deal. Why this one hasn't been on the UFO channel, I don't know. Because they can't explain it, maybe? Dual globes, stop and flash me. Okay, so this is the one where they basically, instead of just flying past my house, the dual globes basically stopped. And the way you can tell that is there's a tree right there when I'm in my backyard. And you can see in relation to the tree that they're barely moving. And they started flashing me with this single white light. I'll show that one to you. I'll show that one to you. Oops, there we go. All right, so let me make sure the lens is clean. See, and they'll look better once I get them uploaded to YouTube, but I just had them all converted into a high definition format. So here's the tree right there. See that? And you can see they're stopped. And then I'm yelling at them and they start doing this. That's the two globes. They started flashing me. Bow, bow. It was pretty fucking cool. Look at me shake. Because I asked them to stop and they did. And I was like, oh my God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so appreciative of what's going on. I'm like, see, I realize now, oh, fuck. Thank you. Boom, boom, boom. Then they hit me a few times really hard, and then they slowly drifted off. Pretty cool, huh? You know, you feel very, like my crows, I feel very privileged. Here's another strange one. This was a duel, but there was a big one and a small one. And they were flashing me with this weird fucking strobe. It wasn't the same power and it wasn't regular. You know what I mean? It wasn't, it's just bizarre. And it's weird. There's two balls there, just like before, except one's small. He's hanging off the bottom, and there was Mr. Beautiful right there. It's weird. It goes red, bright red, and then it would flash me that gold color. It was just so bizarre. This one caught my eye because it was so damn bright. There was no mistaking this. I was like, holy shit, man, what the hell is that? And then I stopped because I saw that one. See, that you can see the normal stars going by, and then satellites look the same way. See, that's so weird. Sometimes they look like one thing, and other times they'll look like two things. And it was traveling in just the most weird way. Just totally bizarre. See, and people are like, oh, that's an airplane. No, that's not a fucking airplane. I don't know what the fuck that is, but that is not an airplane. You're talking to someone who's been looking at aircraft and flying aircraft his whole life. That's not a fucking airplane. I know I have pictures of airplanes in here just so that I can show people, oh, look, see, this is what a fucking jet looks like going over my house. At 30,000 feet, full magnification. It's very obvious that is, this is in infrared mode, night mode. In light gathering mode, you can tell that it's the blue light, an amber light, and a red light. So I always like to show this is how my gear works. I know, I thought I had another one up here. So this is me and Mr. Beautiful having a laser conversation. So I was flashing him 532, 445 nanometers, and I'll be damned if he did not turn exactly 445 nanometer and 532 nanometer colors. He turns the exact same green and blue that I'm flashing him with. It was just the strangest thing. And I knew that it was on purpose, okay? This was another night when Mr. Beautiful came by. Just totally strange. I have quite a few. I need to go back out again. You know, this is what I tell people. They're like, well, how come I've never seen one? And I always tell them the same thing. You don't look up. You don't look up. You need to look up. If you don't look up, you're never going to see one. It's as simple as that. I can't put it another way. People don't understand. This is how deer get shot from trees. That's why men hunt deer from trees. We used to tease my nephew because when he walked, he always walked with his head looking down at the ground. We used to tease him all the time and call him the deer. We said, "What's up, deer?" That's when he was really young. He hated that. If you don't look up and you don't participate, then you're not going to see anything. And I've seen things that I just didn't have a camera with me that make these look like nothing. Like nothing. I'm talking about 200 yards around objects. Close fucking up, okay? Not, oh, look at it in this light in the sky. No, this is so fucking big that everyone thought it was a helicopter landing pad across the street, which I knew was not true. Yeah, objects up close and personal. And just didn't have the technology then that we have now. And now here I am, I'm old. It's hard. When I go outside and it's cold, everything hurts. You know, I can't put up with it like I did. Even 15 years ago. Between 15 years ago and today is like fucking forever for me. 2011, when I took those, physically, I was a completely different person. Last decade's been hard. But you see, having the videos, that's still, even then, even though it was 1080p and not 4K, still, it's nice to have the video proof when you tell people that, oh yeah, two balls stopped right here and were flashing me with a fucking light. They look at you like you're crazy until you show them the video, and then they're like, holy fuck. Changes their whole attitude. But then again, there's people that don't care, like the giant object we saw out by Iron Mountain that my friends thought was a helicopter landing pad. When I showed them the next day that it was not a helicopter landing pad and there's only a hill there, they all went, and went and bought bologna and bread for sandwiches and didn't give a fuck. That's kind of when I realized that most people just don't want to even know about it anyway. They don't really want to know about it, you know? There are people that I can talk with because of privilege, but I don't because I know that it'll just fuck with their heads. It's just been a thing we've always seen out here. For me, it's normal. It's normal. When I see something zigzagging across the street at hundreds of thousands of miles an hour across the sky from basically from right here all the way over to the horizon, zigzagging like almost like lightning so quickly, stopping at each zig like that, and just all the way across, letting you know this is not a normal object. This is everything I've just saw is against the laws of physics in every way. That was a message. Okay? It wasn't an economical way to go anywhere. When I looked up at that certain light in the sky that looked a little funny, it then did its thing for me. And so you have to be willing to accept it and not be freaked out. Some people I wouldn't take on a UFO contact attempt because if you did get some kind of action, they would freak the fuck out. And then there are other people that would be like, oh, that's awesome. You know, and feel privileged. When I have a wild bird come to the back of my house and call my name, and I go out there and they just start talking and yakking and telling me all about what they did and the new girl in town that they're seeing, and on and on and on and on for 15 or 20 minutes, they'll just sit there and give me this long story. I feel very privileged. Very privileged. And it's funny too, because people are like, well, that's because you're feeding them. Well, no one's looked at the 15-minute video where I had food laying there and I kept asking them, well, aren't you going to eat? And he just kept talking, man. He just had too much to say to bother with food. You know what I mean? That's not what it is. I don't have them trained. They have me trained. Trust me. My wife can verify that. But they have a name for me. It's Owowo. That's what it sounds like in their secret little crow language. It sounds like Owowo, like they're saying Owowo. It's kind of weird. I noticed that when mothers would introduce their babies, they would repeat it over and over and over with a bark in between. And I knew what they were doing. I said, she's telling them something. And they're looking at me with quite a bit of curiosity, unafraid, because mom's unafraid. And they're a flighty bird. I don't know. You try to approach a crow. You try to get a crow to take food from you, and if they don't know you, if they don't trust you, it doesn't matter what you put out there. They're going to ignore you or run the other way.